So I'm having a little trouble getting motivated this morning. It's been a quiet week here. My in-laws have been gone. My father-in-law, he's great. He really helps me out with kind of maintaining everything here, especially when I'm working 9 to 5. But trying to get ready for the winter time. It's getting colder out. It was in the 30s last night, which is, it's kind of starting to hit home that winter's almost here and got to start making preparations. This is going to be the first winter in the new house, and trying to get prepared. I looked at heating options for everything, and really my best bet and what the houses are set up for is to burn wood. They're set up for an outdoor wood burning boiler, and the units aren't cheap. They have to meet the new EPA regulations. I had to take a loan for it. I could have bought another 3rd Gen RX-7 for what the damn thing cost me, but there really is no other efficient means to provide heat here. And I knew this was going to be a challenge from day one. My two Suburbans over there. Never talk about these, but I still have them. The black and tan one was my original one. My old shopmate and we rebuilt the transmission, and while we were doing that, I picked up the other one, the 94 StarCraft edition, because they're just so damn cheap and kind of have it as a backup. So I'm looking for a plow. I'm gonna try to get a plow before the winter for the black and tan. I'll use that to plow everything here. But yeah, I mean the unit was not cheap at all, and it's just that's what the buildings were set up for. They have the radiant tubes in the ground. I have a run to the house here. The house does have forced hot air oil, but if I'm going to be slaving over wood and burning wood, I might as well heat both buildings. So I got a unit that was big enough to heat both buildings. There's a heat exchanger, hot water coil in the ductwork, so I can just run the fan and heat the house off of that. But the garage is set up for the radiant in the floors and the upstairs and the downstairs. I've been trying to keep videos coming and keeping things updated, but right now I'll show you guys my wood operation. I've been doing nothing but collecting, cutting, stacking wood, and getting prepared. This year is definitely more of a struggle because I started with nothing, and budget's tight right now. I'm still carrying the mortgage from my other house, and so this year's definitely been a busy year. This is my wood cutting operation. I took Wednesday off this week from work, and I just stayed home. I cut and stacked wood for 10 hours straight. I still got a great deal to get through. We did a little modification up here. We ended up raising this section to support the boiler here. It was down a level over here, so we ended up bringing it up. So the boiler's coming this week. It's going to get placed here on this pad. Here's the PEX runs. That one runs to the garage, and the other one runs to the house. So I'm gonna tie both of those in. This is all split seasoned wood. All the stuff here in the back is wood that I've been taking from my parents' house and my brother's new house. They've been cutting down trees, so I've been cutting the wood and stacking it. The big full-length logs over there, those I ordered from a farmer. That's all the seasoned wood. You definitely save a lot of money ordering full-length logs versus cut and stacked. But so it's Sunday today. I did more cutting and stacking yesterday. I got through a good amount of it, but it just keeps coming in. This is more wood over here from my brother's house that got dropped off yesterday. And these logs are are heavy. I mean, this is not light stuff. My back has been taking a beating. I feel like I'm geriatric now. After a day of cutting and stacking, it's just, and I'm not even trying to split the shit anymore, because all the stuff that's still wet, I mean, you just expel so much energy trying to hammer away and split it. The seasoned stuff though, this splits pretty easily. Definitely gonna have to look to invest in a splitter next year, but for now, because like I said, budget's tight, I don't really have much of a choice, so I am the wood splitter. But so this is pretty much my life now. I just kind of cut and stack wood. I gave up here yesterday because it was starting to get dark, but the unit that I got has a pretty deep firebox, so you can put in it up to 38-inch logs and still have a little bit of room to breathe. So I've been trying to cut stuff around 34, 35 inches, just so I could just throw them in there. But it's going to be interesting. I'm not really looking forward to coming out here every day and loading this thing up, but I don't really have much of a choice. Cost analysis for other sources of heat for the garage was just gonna be a nightmare. So, and I certainly don't have the budget to do so. So let's talk a little bit about the garage updates. So I still have the two Suburbans. Those serve as my winter vehicle to get around in the snow. The other one, like I said, that I rebuilt the transmission on last year. That's I'm looking for a plow for that, so I can use it as a plow vehicle. Take a step inside here. I didn't really talk about this when I introduced the garage, but if you remember my C5 Z06, that was my daily driver. I ended up selling that when I was trying to get into the house. I needed money and I needed debt off of my name, so I let that go. My Spec Miata race car, that had to go, and I sold my enclosed trailer as well, which is fine. You know, I didn't have any issues making the sacrifice, but so the current garage stands as this. I still have the 2007 Z4M Coupe. I'm gonna bring this to Lime Rock next weekend if the weather goes well. I'm gonna get it on the track and do a track impression for it, and that will at least be part of the, I could put that in for the full review on. I know a couple people have been asking for it. And the other day, I was at Lime Rock just for the Axis shootout, and I brought the FD and took that out on the track for the first time, so that was really cool. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, I posted up a quick clip of me coming around the corner in a nice little drift. Really cool feeling. That was always a dream car of mine. It really was my first dream car, and so it was really cool to actually put it in like a track driving environment and kind of feel the car out and feel the limits. But while I was out there, I did the track impression for it, so I'll be putting together a video for that over the winter time. I have to go and shoot the road impressions and kind of like the whole walk around and everything else with it, but that will be coming. The other Project RX-7 here I have closed off because I'm probably going to be making a mess on it. I'm going to repaint the shell, and this will be underway this winter. So being as anal as I am, I'm really trying to keep the garage clean, and so that's why I have it kind of closed off here, but give you guys a little peek here. This engine is actually the same spec of 13B that's in my black car. It's just a street-ported 13B. A good friend of mine, he's awesome with rotaries, and he's the whole reason why I got in the rotaries to begin with. So when I picked up this car, it was from a friend of his who actually never put it all together, never ran it. But I'm pulling this out. I'm gonna keep this as a spare for the black car. And like I said, I'm looking at an all-motor 3-rotor build for this. That's the current plan. Still have the turbo red Miata. That's actually where I'm going to be running this year in the Axis Shootout. I set my qualifying time with this. I think I'm 15th this year overall out of the top 20 in for the shootout. Last 2 years, which I ran the NB Miata, I placed, I was top 5 the last 2 years in qualifying, so it's definitely getting a lot more competitive and getting faster and faster. So even in my time that I qualified with the Turbo Miata was still faster than the White Cars time, and I'm 15th overall right now. I don't have expectations to win it. I'm going to run it in the street tire class. They're actually doing the 2 classes this year, and I'm running it with my BF Goodrich rivals. They're not even Rival S's. They're just original rivals, and they're definitely past their peak grip, heat cycle wise. And here's the other S2000 here. I haven't done too much with this. I only did one update previously, but I'd like to pick this project back up. I have wheels for it. I did suspension over the winter last winter. I think that's actually what I talked about on the video for it. And this car I really want to put together to do track day stuff with. Since I don't have a dedicated race car anymore, I really kind of get hankerings to go do some track driving. So the plan for this car is to have something that I can hop into, run it on a set of the higher grip 200 treadwear class tires, drive it to the track, run an open track day with it, and drive home. And it's pretty close. I need to actually start dialing in the suspension. I think it needs a little bit more front sway bar because I still get the rear wheel inside spinning under certain turns and uneven surfaceness. So I think I need a bigger front bar. And then the ITB Miata. I had this out at Lime Rock once this year. I had some Kumo XS on there. I killed them. They literally chunked apart doing a bunch of hooning laps. So I think it was just because they were old and they were kind of past their point. So I went with a set of less aggressive Dunlop DZ102s. I only drove the car once since I put them on. I wanted something to make the car a little bit more exploitable, a little bit easier to take to the limit and enjoy more on the street. So that was the reason why I went with those tires. And then if you watch the video with my cameraman's Golf R, as you know, I bought his AP2 S2000. So this works well for me because this car I'm going to set up to be more of a street car. I want to kind of set this up more how my NB Miata is, make it more exploitable, a little bit easier to drive it with the rear wheels and kind of make the chassis move around when you want to. It is relatively stock. It's got a set of Teen Street Flex or Tane Straight Flex, however you want to pronounce it. I always get people going for both ways. It's got the Rays 57 Extreme wheels. They're 17x9 plus 40 offset front and rear. That's an authentic Amuse R1 front bumper. Has a forbidden Mugen style double-sided carbon hardtop, which is pretty cool. I love this piece. We did an installation video for it. It's probably one of my most favorite mods for the S2000 because I just think it really changes the look of the car. It has a Greddy Spectrum Elite catback exhaust, a Burke high flow cat, and that's just about it. Stock intake, stock gearbox. It's got a couple dress-up bits on the engine bay. It's an 05 AP2, so it's the last year of cable throttle, which is pretty awesome. And my AP1 is a 2003, so it's the last year of the AP1 9,000 RPM F20 2-liter engine. So pretty cool. In my opinion, I think I'm very lucky to have two of the arguably most desirable S2000s there are out there. And it's cool to have them. I'm going to keep them. Nothing else has come out really like it other than the new ND Miata, arguably, but it was a real hardcore sports car for its day. Also, I'll show you this hood. The reason why the hood was off of the silver car is because I picked up this Saibon, it's a Viz Jay's Racing style carbon hood. It was really beat. It had horrible deep scratches. Let me see if you could probably see them here. pretty bad deep scratches. I started cleaning it up as best I could. I'm going to paint the whole thing anyways to match the car, but if I get rid of the scratches on the vent section, I maybe keep those exposed carbon. I was just seeing what I could do with wet sanding and buffing. But it's horrible. It's a lot more work than I was expecting. I was going to do a video on it for the channel, but it just it's kind of an embarrassing failure. So we'll see how good I can get it. I got a hand sander, electric hand sander. Hopefully that will help, because just going by hand, I was down to like 320, even 200 and something grit wet sanding, and it's just not taking the scratches out. So that's where I'm at, and like I said, I'm gonna try to keep producing videos for you guys. I know I step away and I'm getting burnt out. The house has been a lot of work, and it's fine because it's good work. You know, it's all for a good cause, and I'm more than happy to do it. But it is starting to wear on me a little bit and take its toll. So I'm just getting burnt. But I'm prepping for winter. I got some cool cars coming here that I'm going to be storing this year, so maybe I can do some video stuff on them once they're here. We'll see. And yeah, I guess I'm feeling a little bit more motivated now to go out there and start cutting and stacking some wood. So once I finish my coffee, I'll start doing that. So stay tuned.